Now, don't hate me for showing you this exercise. This is what I call a triad scale mixture. It's quite challenging. Let's go through it nice and slow. We start by doing our 5-finger minor scale, and what we do is then switch to a triad in one hand. So you see how the right hand I'm playing the triad, but the left hand I'm still doing the 5-finger scale. Then go back to 5-finger in both hands, and then do the left hand. So you see how the left hand is doing the triad now? So this is a pretty challenging exercise. Again, I suggest you do it slow. You can also do it 2 octaves apart. It makes it a little bit easier to kind of hear the delineation. Nice and relaxed. Triad in the right hand. We slow it down. Triad left hand. 5-finger. Triad right hand. Triad left hand. You can also start by just practicing this. Just practicing, doing the triad in the right hand along with that 5-finger in the left hand like that. It makes it a little bit easier than, to start with that and then work on switching afterwards. See how they line up as well? So the pinky and the thumb are hitting together. The opposite. These exercises are a great way of breaking down that left hand, right hand barrier. I've heard for the past 2 decades that I've been teaching privately students, oh, I can't play hands together. I can't play hands together. It is a very common thing for students to say. And the reason I'm telling you is because sometimes students don't know that other students say exactly the same thing. So if you feel like you can't play hands together, this exercise will definitely help. The reason is that the right brain controls the left hand, left brain controls the left hand. You kind of have to flop back and forth between the 2 sides of the brain. Almost if you're playing guitar, it's almost a little easier because at least you're doing something completely different from one hand to the other hand. Whereas the piano is playing the same types of notes, the same keys in both hands. It can be very difficult to play hands together. So you want to do exercises like this to help break down that barrier of being able to play left hand one thing and right hand something different, or hands together. You also want to remember that these exercises are a great way of not getting stuck in the mud, not getting stuck playing the same patterns. Okay, great, you know that pattern. You can play, you can sit down and play it. Okay, perfect. Well, now what about when you start doing... Can you do that, or does it all fall apart? And then try challenging yourself into doing other things. You're always looking for an exercise that you can almost do, but not quite. You got to work at it a little bit. Hopefully in these exercises and seeing all the variations, you start to understand that oh, I can come up with a lot of these exercises all on my own, right? And you can. Using that chromatic scale, using that 5-finger scale, using triads. We haven't even got into full scales yet, which we will, all right? You could create a lot of exercises on your own. So anyway, I'll see you in the next chapter, and we're going to go through some more of these challenging exercises.